Welcome to Classroom Law Project's Current Events Resources. When you subscribe to our Current Events program, you'll receive an email each Tuesday morning with a new resource on a relevant and important topic that's in the news. You can find all of our published current events on our website under the Resources tab. If you haven't already subscribed, you can do so by scrolling down the Current Events page and clicking on the link in the sidebar. Let's take a look at what Classroom Law Project's updated current events resource can offer you each week. When you click into our website from a current event email you receive, you'll connect directly to a page on our website that looks like this. Here's a brief tour of what you can find in a Classroom Law Project current event. Generally speaking, each current event will start with a brief introduction to give you background and an explanation of what the topic is about. We'll try to find a graphic, a picture, or a pictograph that might be useful for your students in better understanding the topic. We'll always start each current event with essential questions that will help your students dive more deeply and analyze the issue. We'll also provide you a video if we can find one that will help the students get an introduction to the issue itself. If we can find other background videos, we'll provide those links as well. The collection of news articles will be curated from a variety of accessible sources that you can use with your students to examine different ways of looking at the topic. We'll also provide editorials from different perspectives when we can find them on each topic we publish. If there are factual guides about the issue, we'll provide those for you, and we'll always try to find articles from Newsella or other sources where you can adjust the reading levels for your students. In addition to the news itself, we'll try to provide you with primary documents or artifacts that go along with the topic so that your students can do some more background research or looking into the issue itself. If there are contextual or historical primary documents that go with it, we'll try to include those. We'll also try to give you a variety of ways to approach the topic from different academic areas, including geography, using graphs and charts, or even timelines. And finally, we'll always include ways for you to make constitutional and legal connections to the issue itself. These are ways that you can have your students draw connections to democracy and their participation as members of the community dealing with these events in the news. If there are other multimedia resources for you, we'll provide those as well. For example, in this topic, there are quite a few podcast resources that were available, not only with the current news, but also some background podcasts that provide a lot of context for what's going on. We'll always give you a selection of lesson plans that we find for you that are ready-made and ready for you to use. And each week, the current events page will end with lesson plans in media and news literacy. These links won't ever change. They'll always be there for you so that you can always find a way to share with your students options for understanding the news better and being better and more thoughtful consumers of the news media. In addition to all the links that you'll find on the current event page itself, on the sidebar of the current event, you'll find downloads that you can use immediately with your students. Some of the downloads will always be there each week. You can rely on always having a graphic organizer to do news article analysis, a news article analysis handout, a primary document graphic organizer, and you'll always be able to find a way to do some critiquing of the Constitution using the preamble itself. We also provide you the Oregon Social Science Standards if you're creating a lesson plan that needs to include those. But in addition to these regular handouts that you'll see every week, we'll also try to give you some handouts and downloads that are pertinent to the topic itself. For example, we might give you some extended resources, ways you can use the issues or the links on the page. We'll try to give you some context in terms of text of the Constitution or perhaps a statute that might be relevant. If there's vocabulary to explain, we'll try to provide that for you. We'll always give you the essential questions in a handout form that you can use with your students. And if there's other ways that you can use the current event, we'll try to provide those as well for easy use. For example, further news searching or using the topic in critiquing the Constitution. These are always going to be available for you each week, so when you come to find a current event, you'll be able to dive in and find all kinds and varieties of ways to approach the topic with your students. And the best part is, it'll stay on our website and you can go back to it time and again. If you have questions or you have suggestions about how to improve our current event, we'd love to hear from you or any other feedback you might have. You can always reach us by emailing office@classroomlaw.org. Thanks and enjoy the current events.